Let's start with the first chapter. We will first set up TypeScript with all the required tools and dependencies and then run a basic TypeScript code. I will use the Visual Studio editor. You can get it from the official website of Visual Studio, code.visualstudio.com. Download and install the suitable version for your system. Once the Visual Studio editor is installed, it's now time to install Node and TypeScript. But before that, let's walk through the project folder that I have created. Here I have all the basic files required for our project. The first is the app folder. All the TypeScript code goes here. There is only one file in there now named main.ts, which is currently empty. Next I have my CSS folder. This contains the CSS files from Bootstrap template I downloaded and a custom.css file where I have added few CSS tweaks. I have got a fav icon. Next I have the index.html file with the HTML for the app page. Let's have a look at this. I'll just zoom in this a little bit. This is a simple HTML file. I have referenced the CSS file here. This will add few styles to my page. Here at the bottom, I have added the script tag to reference the JavaScript files. This JavaScript files will be the output by the TypeScript compiler, which will add functionalities to our app. It has nothing for now. Also notice this div element with ID message. It will display a message on the screen. So this was index.html. Next we have package.json and packagelog.json file. This file stores information about the NPM packages we will use. You just need to paste this file in your project folder. We will come back to this in a while. Next we have the webpack.config.js file. I have manually created this file. This is for a simple development web server we will use to serve the app to the browser. So this basically are the files which we will start with. Now coming back to installing Node and TypeScript, we will use the terminal from the editor itself. Open the terminal and just check if you have Node installed already. The terminal opens up in my current directory. Now to check if you have Node installed, type npm-v. Hit enter and I got the version 8.5.0. If this doesn't give you the version, you need to install Node in your system. To install Node, just go to nodejs.org and download the right package for your system and install it. From here, you will get both Node and NPM in your machine. Node and NPM are practically required for modern web development, so it is a good time to get it. Alright, half of our installation task is done. Next we need TypeScript. To install TypeScript, there are many ways. To get started, you can just go to the official website typescriptlang.org. Go to the download tab. Here there are several ways mentioned to install TypeScript, using NPM, using Visual Studio. A little down the page, here is the option to globally install TypeScript. We will use this. Install TypeScript globally in the machine using the -g flag with NPM. This will help us to use TypeScript from anywhere on our computer. Just copy this and paste it in the terminal in your Visual Studio. Hit enter. This only takes a couple of seconds to run and you can see that TypeScript is installed. I had already installed TypeScript in my machine and you can check the version using tsc-v. My version is 4.6.2. As the version keeps updating, this may vary for you. So we are done with installing Node and TypeScript. Now we need all the dependencies that we need to run our TypeScript project. I had mentioned that I have all the dependencies added in this package.json file. I'll reduce the window for terminal now. And here you can see in my package.json file, I have got this list of dev dependencies for our demo. We will run a few commands that will install these packages in our project folder. The TS loader converts TypeScript to JavaScript. The Webpack serves the app to the browser. It is a bundler tool which bundles our JavaScript application and creates static assets from which the content is served. We will configure this as a developer dependency. This will provide live reloading, and instead of creating the bundled files in the dedicated dist folder, it will be created in the memory. You will see what I mean by this later in this course. I'll start the web server using an npm script. I have named the script start and it will just run the command webpack serve. Before I run the app, I need to use npm to actually install these packages which I have referenced in this file. You'll need to do this too if you plan to follow along using the project in the GitHub repo I had mentioned earlier. So in the terminal, I'll clear this first. And I just need to type npm install in the terminal from the main project directory. This will install all the packages that we need to run the app. Notice here we have the node modules folder created. All the packages are installed and here they are. So we are now done with the node packages. Now is the time to create tsconfig.json file. This is a TypeScript configuration file which we will look in detail. To create this file, we just need to type a terminal command. tsc-init. Hit enter and here you can see I have got this tsconfig.json file created. Here it has shown me the list of options which has been added to my configuration file. When I go to this file, and here you can see all the options that are available for configuration in the TypeScript. These are a list of compiler options, most of which are commented out. We can uncomment the option which we need to use. Let this file be as it is for now. It is a special TypeScript configuration file we will discuss in the upcoming lessons. However, we don't need few of the options which are enabled here. The first one is this module option. I'll just comment it for now. We will come back to this later. I'll also comment the strict option which has been enabled. Next, I need the source map option. So I'll just find it. I'll uncomment this. When I enable this option, this will create source map file for the JavaScript files. So this will be the TypeScript configuration we will start with. So now we have all the TypeScript setup we need for our project. It's now time to start writing the code in TypeScript.